Hello my friends, welcome to a much anticipated video. I keep getting questions to do a video like this, so finally was able to get it down. But I am going to be going through Chronometer and how I set it up in this video, so stay tuned and check it out. So you can find Chronometer as an app in your app store or on Cronometer.com. And here we go, we have everything blank because I haven't filled anything out yet. I'm going to be filming out a whole day. Now you can tap on the energy and change how many calories you want for the day. I typically aim for the maximum amount, about 3,000 calories, and a minimum amount, about 2,300. That's what I like to aim for, but you can work with how many calories you are looking for. Then I set my protein. I don't like the maximum that high. I'll put it at a max of 80, and the minimum is just the RDA for a woman my size because the RDA is already set on the high end. I don't need to increase that whatsoever. You can check the RDAs by pushing that little button. And here we go. I'm going to tap on fat and change these values, because when the RDA says 65 grams of fat a day, that's well over 25% calories from fat. So I change it to 25 grams, which would be about 10%, and a maximum of 35 grams. I don't like going over 35 grams because I feel tired and lethargic. So here we see we have a 0 of everything, again, because we haven't entered anything in Chronometer yet, but you can change these values by tapping on the actual bar and it'll bring up the values. The RDA for calcium is 1,000. I don't believe we need that much. According to Dr. Davis, he says as long as we get about 500 milligrams of calcium, we're good to go. And I did hear that Dr. Greger mentioned once 600, but I like to put it at 800 just to make sure that I'm getting enough. And let's put the maximum here at 1,200. I do go over that sometimes, but not a big deal. Then you can tap on other ones like iron, zinc, sodium, if you need to change those. I do like to change my fiber. The minimum is 25 grams. That's the RDA for fiber, which is, in my opinion, extremely low, considering our ancestors used to eat 104 on average a day. I like to put mine at about 75 grams as an average. Protein here is at 0. Okay, so let's start putting some stuff into Chronometer. You can tap on the add food and we'll start with bananas. Bananas are approximately 100 calories each, and if I have 4 for breakfast, and let's have some peaches, maybe I would make like a smoothie with peaches, lemon, and banana. 3 peaches. You can also select the sizing by tapping on the size bar and select the size or the quantity. Searching for things is fairly easy, and Chronometer has probably one of the biggest ranges of food in here and different sizes. So you can pick small, medium, large. You can also select things like lemon juice. So it's easy to find things like that when I'm putting lemon juice in my morning water or a little bit of lemon juice in one of my dressings. I can add that also into Chronometer to get a better accurate view of what I'm eating in a day. Let's add some more stuff here. Let's pretend that I had some cauliflower, made it into like a cauliflower rice for lunch. I'll do about 1 medium head. Sometimes I like to choose the smaller size just to get a decent accurate view, because not everything is massive. When I do garlic, I always add up how many cloves I'll probably have for the day. 1, 2, I think I'm going to have about 4 cloves of garlic today, so that's what I will add. Continue adding food here. I'm going to make bell peppers marinated with a little bit of coconut aminos, so I'm going to add red bell peppers. I had about 5 bell peppers, so I'm just going to keep adding those. I don't normally eat green bell peppers, very, very, very rarely. Normally I only do it for the color aspect because bell peppers that are green are actually unripe. And I'll marinate these in some coconut aminos. Maybe about 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. Even little things like green onions, I'll add those too. Gonna marinate with the bell peppers. And you can always add more things. Like I'm gonna tap here on lemon juice again because I used more lemon juice in the marinade as well as with my morning water. So you can actually change some of the values even if you've already entered them. I added maple syrup again because that was part of the marinade. Adding a little bit of sesame seeds to the top of my lunch. Now you can also collect things that you use regularly, like romaine. I'm going to put 1 head for my dinner salad. Adding more food here. Just tap add food. You can suggest food. You can scan barcodes into the app. It's pretty cool. Going to add 4 more bananas. So as you saw, I just changed the value because I had a smoothie after lunch that had bananas, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. It does take a little bit of time to fill everything out, and I don't use Chronometer every day anymore, but I do highly recommend that you use Chronometer to get a really good idea of what you're eating every single day, the percentage of fats, the amount of calories, the nutrition content, because it really teaches you how to eat properly. I'm adding 5 dates here because that is the base of my salad dressing. Dates always add more calories and they boost the calorie content of my salads, meaning I can eat larger salads twice a day with dates in my dressings. I even add little things like apple cider vinegar. Sometimes I'll even add like the herbs and spices that I use, like oregano. This evening I made like a Greek salad, so I put oregano in my date dressing. It was just dates, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and oregano. Here I'm adding about 20 cherry tomatoes, and sometimes it's just a rough estimate. I don't count them, but it's a give or take. Adding a little bit of cucumber to my evening salad. And if you guys want to see what I ate in a day for this specific Chronometer, you can check that. I have that posted, the video before this one. So you can go head over there if you want to watch and see the foods that I actually ate. You can also add vitamins to your Chronometer. There's a bunch of different brands in here, but I'm just going to choose a random one. This is not the brand that I take, but I want to put the daily value of the vitamin D and the vitamin B12 into Chronometer. So I'm just selecting some just from the list that I found just to get the values. And there we go. Here's the full day. It's 2,313 calories, give or take. Again, this is just an estimate. You can swipe the bar at the top to see different breakdowns. Quick view, you can tap on the pie chart to get your fat percentage. As you can see, it's 6.6% fat. Now we can go in and look at the different nutrition of what I got in this day. And I want to show you on how you can change values or what you can add to your day to increase nutrition in certain areas. So if we scroll down here, we see we can again tap on the fat percentage. We can see the energy, the protein amount that I'm getting was more than enough. It surpassed the RDA, which is perfectly fine. My iron, my calcium, my vitamin A, and C, my B12 is quite high because I did put that supplement into Chronometer. So here we go, we're scrolling down, checking out the different values of vitamins, and most of these are indeed set at the RDA, so I don't really worry about them. But here we go, the selenium. That's one of the things that most people don't get enough, selenium. So you can head on over here and type in a Brazil nut. Brazil nuts, you only need to eat one in a day to get the RDA for selenium. So if you're worried about that, you can treat one Brazil nut just like a supplement a little bit. It does add a lot more fat percentage. It's gone up by 1%. And I always do try to aim for about 8 to 10% fats. So as you scroll through, you can see sodium I keep low anyways, but you can see here that fat is still under my wishing that I want to get around the 10% range. So you could add chia seeds. Now I like to add chia seeds because they are a fat source, but they are very high in omega-3. I could have added these chia seeds to my oregano dressing to give it a little bit more fat to help absorb some of the nutrients in the greens. This increased my fat percentage as well, which made it much better. You can also add more fats if you wanted to. And then here we have the protein. Again, 59 grams is just perfectly fine. If you wanted to increase your fat, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to increase your fat, 8 almonds actually increases your fat percentage to approximately 10%. So if I wanted to, I could have ground those up a little bit and put them on top of my evening salad. I try to keep any extra fats or any overt fats with my evening salad, again, to help absorb things from my greens. When you tap on one of the values, we'll use calcium for example, it actually shows you the top contributors to your calcium, and you can scroll through and see what are the best sources of calcium. Now this day we got 1100, give or take, but let's see what we could have changed. Now, if early on when I had my lunch, instead of having that cauliflower rice, you can swipe to the left and delete anything on your list. And let's add some bok choy. So instead of using the cauliflower rice as a base for my lunch, let's use 6 cups of bok choy. Chopped up, and you could have put those in the marinade to marinate with the bell peppers, or you could just use it as fresh bok choy without marinating. And let's watch and see what it did to our calcium. Check it out, 1400 milligrams. So we increased by about 300 milligrams just by trading out the cauliflower for bok choy greens. Greens are extremely high in calcium, so if you are worried about calcium, just add more greens to your diet. Mainly like bok choy, lettuces, those things are very high in calcium. Iron here, oh my gosh, very, very high in iron. Again, from the greens, 27 grams. The fiber, you can see how many grams of fiber you're getting from most of the things that you are eating. So you can really get a good idea of where you're getting your nutrition. Protein here, you can see the bananas and the lettuce, the bok choy, peach, blackberries, and then everything else really. So the top contributors were the bananas and the greens. So if you can just stick with lots of those. If you're worried about protein, add some bean sprouts like lentil sprouts, chickpea sprouts, even alfalfa sprouts. Those are going to be great sources of protein if you are indeed worried about that. So here we go, 10% fats. This is pretty much a perfect day for me. I would feel amazing eating this, and I did. Again, if you want to watch that What I Eat in a Day video, it is the video that I just posted before this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped you somewhat in figuring out how to set up your chronometer. Again, this is just a tool that I use to make sure that I'm getting a good, well-rounded, balanced raw vegan diet. Make sure I'm getting all the vitamins and minerals that I need. I've put in old meals into my chronometer, even when I was really like trying to eat healthy keto with like chicken and broccoli and stuff, and I could never get the level of nutrition that I get when eating raw. So that's why I stick to raw. I love it. It feels amazing. I hit all my water goals without even drinking any water. I didn't even add any water to this, and I surpassed my recommended glasses of water just in the food that I was eating. If you guys like this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find all of my recipes that I use in here and that I eat on a daily basis in any of my recipe books. You can find those at payhip.com/rawfoodromance. The link is in the description below. You can find me on Instagram at rawfoodromance, on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and I'm over on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. So until the next video, guys, I hope that you can enter some Chronometer and learn a little bit about what you're eating, and fruit on.